So a Kenyan on Twitter has accused Jalang'o of swindling him of money. He's hard-earned cash. And Kenyans on Twitter are mad. Here's why. So Lang'ata Member of Parliament, Felix Odiwuor, known as Jalang'o, has been exposed for obtaining money by false pretense after intimidating and coercing a victim into losing their hard-earned cash. According to a source supported by the incontrovertible evidence, Jalang'o was contracted for an interview to promote a book on his then popular YouTube channel, Bonga na Jalas. So meaning this thing happened some time back. The deal involved payment of 40,000, which was contributed by the victim's supporters to aid the book launch. 40,000 for Jalang'o. Jalang'o TV was big, so 40,000 seems too small. So, however, on the day of the interview, Jalang'o failed to appear and instead delegated the task to a subordinate. Now it makes more sense. For 40,000, and he was a big public figure by then, it's only fair for him to give it to a younger. So as a result, the interview didn't meet expectations and fell short of its intended impact. Following the disappointment, the source reached out to Jalang'o to demand a refund of the agreed upon payment. Now the scandal begins. Jalang'o agreed to reimburse the funds but insisted on a face-to-face meeting at his lawyer's office. Some context to it. At the meeting, the source claims that the source claims to have suffered coercion and intimidation tactics from Jalang'o and associates. They pressured the source into accepting only half of the original payment, amounting to 20,000 shillings. The source was compelled to sign a document acknowledging receipt of the reduced amount. Despite the attempts to reclaim the outstanding balance since December 2022, the source claims to have been unsuccessful in securing the balance from Jalang'o. That's some full context into it. And here are some of the receipts. Everything seems to be adding up. So this is him sending his message to Jalang'o. He's saying, you blocked my line, but you will never block the fact that you called me. You're a thief. Tragic for you to be defrauding the very people you claim to be helping. You are cursed. This must be a very angry guy. And here is what people had to say. So Jalang'o responded. A guy comes for interview. He is told that I don't do interviews anymore and that I'm busy. Agrees to be hosted by the host, later comes and says that the interview did not do well. Wants his money back. He is refunded 50%, now claims he was conned. He should have refused to be hosted. That is like for every story, there are always, if not two sides, there are three sides to the story. So there is that guy's story, there is Jalang'o's story, then there is people on Twitter and their own narratives. So he's one of them. Mzee lipana 20k, you're earning way more than that. So I know most people will be against him, and most people will think that it's true. Obviously, the story is true because Jalang'o accepts that it happened and he only refunded 20%. But look at it from a business perspective. There's no way Jalang'o will have hosted someone for 40,000, truth be told. So if it's that small amount, obviously he was going to be hosted by a subordinate. Because most of those, especially those big guys, they don't charge less than 100,000 for most of these advertisements. And by that time, Jalang'O was a big brand who was doing most of this. He was doing jobs for some of these big companies. So I don't think 40,000 will have been money he will have accepted easily. So this guy seemed to have been desperate to launch his book, that he was willing to be hosted by a subordinate. But now when it didn't go as he had planned, obviously he wanted his money back because ni kama alichangiwa. So there's this guy anasema Matiang'i was right when he said that our parliament will be flooded by conmen and wash merchants. Yeah, it's kind of true what Matiang'i said, and it's also kind of true, the wash thing. But according to this story, I feel like we're overjudging the guy, or we're just being mean to the guy. And at least one guy that shared my opinion, hapa na sioni makosa, he refunded 50% after the deal did not meet the expectation. No conmanship up. Yeah, I agree more with this guy, because at times not every advertisement goes the way you want or you like. At times you can do an ad and it flops. It happens. Like that's business. And if it happens, you don't go back to the influencer demanding half of or the entire amount. The best they can do is refund half or quarter. So don't know in which world where you do an advert with someone, they will demand the full amount back. That logically, from a business standpoint, like when we put logic and not emotion, and reason and facts, there's no way you'll put an advert and when it flops, you demand all your money back, unless it was a guarantee that if it doesn't succeed, I'll give you money back, of which something like that can't be in a clause, can't be in the contract for someone like Jalang'O, because he knows some of the adverts most likely might flop. Because what if whatever you're advertising, your product isn't as good? What if the book he's claiming he was promoting wasn't as good? What if the book was poorly written and pathetic? No matter how much, hata angeenda Citizen bado hakuna, hata angeenda NTV bado hakuna, hata aende CNN. Like if the product is bad, no matter where you advertise it, it will flop. So maybe that might also be the reason. But at times we're in a culture where people just like to be a victim. Na kwa victim, it's also a marketing strategy for him, because now people will ask, what was that book about? Then you go and read it, maybe utapata ni bullshit.